I'm going to share with you today everything I did to completely shift my reality on dating. I went from dating toxic, narcissist, even abusive men to completely switching that kind, loving, women empowerment, strong, masculine, yet very, very respectful men. So this video is specifically for women. Number one, you need to grieve your past relationships. Trying to skip over that and not look at the past is just gonna weigh down on you, and you're gonna feel that pressure going into a new relationship. So cry about it, get angry about it, go through all the grieving processes, and don't forget to be your best friend through this process. Don't shame yourself and get mad at you that you're still hung up on these ideas and whatever happened. Just be your friend. Validate yourself. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be sad. Number two, forgive yourself for being in that relationship. Sometimes we think we need to forgive others. You don't need to even think about that part. You need to forgive yourself for perhaps thinking that you allowed that. We don't control other people and how they act, but sometimes we're upset at ourselves for being in that type of situation. Forgive yourself. Try the ancient Hawaiian Ho'oponopono prayers, which is, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Say that to you. Next thing, write a list of everything that you do for people. Everything, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And every day, for as long as you need, you are going to do one of those things on that list for you. Let's say you used to cook them dinner. Cook yourself your favorite meal. Watch your favorite movie. Spend time with you. Then write a list of everything that you didn't like. For example, maybe they were too much on their phone. Maybe they spoke to you disrespectfully. Well, you're going to try to undo that to yourself. Speak to yourself respectfully. When you're alone with you, try not to go on your phone. Try to just be with you. And you can do that by using your senses. Sitting outside, listening to the sounds around you, smell the smells, just be with you without anything external. So what you want from them, you are now doing it for you. After doing this for a while, you're going to notice that you don't need anyone anymore. But dating is not about needing someone and that codependency. It's about just wanting that company in your life and having these beautiful connections with others. When you're ready to date, you have to feel that switch in your mind in asking yourself, do I like him? Not does he like me? Because when we ask ourselves, do they like me? Subconsciously, we are going to try to become what they want us to be. And that's what happens with a lot of women. We were trained to mold to men, not to be who we truly are. So when we start becoming who they want us to be, we lose ourselves. If you just spend months, maybe even years finding yourself, remember to not lose yourself. So while you're dating, don't be scared to ask people what type of relationship do they have with their exes. If you hear the red flags that they're bashing their exes, chances are they don't have that respect for women. How do they talk about their mother? If they are bashing or attacking their mother, maybe that's unhealthy. Maybe they have too much of that codependency with their mother. They can create that with you. So just start recognizing the red flags. Again, it is not about if they like you. It's if you like them. Don't ignore the red flags. Let's talk about boundaries with red flags. Which ones are negotiable? Which ones are non-negotiable? Now, if there are red flags, I would urge you that when you're alone, write them down and see how you feel about them. If there's some that are negotiable, approach them on the next date and tell them that you have some concerns and see how they respond to that. Offensive? Red flag. Or are they willing to compromise and talk about it? Ultimatums are never healthy. Those usually are originated in fear, which leads us to want to control people. Self-reflection, asking ourselves questions about how we're feeling, and self-awareness are very important while dating. By doing that work, you are taking accountability for your words and actions and how you feel, and letting them take accountability for how they feel and react. Fear is part of the human experience, so addressing that is very important. But first, ask yourself what you're feeling and then be open to expressing that to them. That's when you're able to set healthy boundaries and even speak about consequences when the boundaries are crossed. You matter, your feelings matter. You spend all this time becoming your best friend. Don't lose yourself right now. Lastly, might be the hardest point, but it is the most empowering. Learn how to own your self-projections. Facts are not self-projection. If I see a light, it doesn't mean I'm a light. So if you see someone that is acting abusive, that is a fact. If you see somebody that's lying, that's a fact. You know the difference between projections, your perceptions, and facts. You are able to find that balance between letting someone own what they are saying and doing, and you yourself taking responsibility for what you're saying and doing. You start knowing about self-projection. If a man comes into your life and starts telling you that you are that type of way and you know you're not, you won't own their projection of you. Important to do that shadow work so when you start dating, nobody can break who you are. You can take accountability for what you say and do, but nobody can break you at your core. So just remember, ladies, that women empowerment is not overpowering other people. It is just finding your self-love and self-value, because you matter, your feelings matter, and you deserve the love, the friendship, the support, the uplifting feelings and energy that you have been giving everyone else. Give it to you. When you realize that your value and your self-worth doesn't decrease if somebody doesn't recognize it, you will no longer need any relationship. They will just be a lovely bonus in your life.